What's poppin', peeps? It's your boy for CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at you guys with a weekend reading. The first sign I see is the first sign I read. Let's get it poppin', baby, and see what's going on for all 12 of my motherfucking zodiac signs of love. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. If so, let me know down in the comments down below. Links in the description box down below for my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. If you guys want to drop a follow, I would greatly appreciate that. Shout out to my notification gang. I would love to see my notification gang pull on through. As always, the first sign I see is the first sign I read, and the first sign I see here for today is Leo. So let's go ahead and get it poppin'. Real quick, everybody, just want to mention before we start, first things first, happy Friday. Hope you all are well. Hope we're going to be looking towards a fantastic weekend. I am a little bit drained today, guys, so bear with me. I'm going to be going a little bit more slower, or just, you know, if in general, I'm going to pace myself a little bit more today as I am a little bit drained at this time. So thank you guys in advance for your patience with me today, but hope you're all well. Hope you're excited for a fantastic weekend ahead. I do want to mention, guys, there's a couple more spots left for personal readings. So if you want to get a personal reading this week or this weekend, definitely check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description below. For everybody who's still waiting on a reading, they're being worked on currently, so they'll be sent out over the weekend. All right, though, everybody, let's hop on into it. We're starting out here today with Leo, so let's go ahead and get it popping. What do we got going on here for the Leo, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? Messages here for Team Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What information showing up here for you? We did have an Ace of Wands randomly pop out here for you. So for some Leos, there could be some kind of new beginning that you're working on, or there could be like a fresh start. I am hearing for some Leos as well that in the weekend here, you're getting a bit of like a fresh perspective. So there could be something happening here where it's like your mind gets changed, your perspective gets changed. Somebody here might be showing you a fresh perspective, if you will, can be showing up here for a few of you. Okay. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and get a few more shuffles, and we'll see what we got going on. Hopefully all is well. What do we got showing up here for Leo, baby? Starting out here, the overall energy for you, we're going to begin your reading here with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you could be connecting here possibly with an earth sign like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Having a look here at your current energy, we got here the Hierophant, looking at what it is you're dealing with. We got here the Hermit in reverse, and then taking a look here at the outcome for you, Leo. What do we got? And we got here the Knight of Swords in the upright position. So as far as what I'm seeing for Leos moving into your weekend, we're starting here with the Queen of Pentacles reverse to the Hierophant in the upright position. I kind of feel like you've been very much so invested in other people, but not so invested in yourself. I do think that that's something that's going to change here moving into your weekend. I almost kind of get the feeling here. I mentioned earlier, right? The Ace of Wands came out in your pre-shuffle. I mentioned earlier how like some of you are going to get like a new perspective or a fresh perspective. It almost kind of feels to me like maybe like a friend or somebody that's around you is going to kind of point out to you like, Leo, do you realize how much you're giving to other people and how little you're giving to yourself? Like I almost kind of feel like somebody's going to point that out to you. And as they point that out to you moving into the weekend, you're like, wait a minute, damn. Like I really have been giving so much to other people, but not enough to myself. And with that being said, things here have to change, or something here has to change overall. So I kind of get that sense that that's the realization you'll be undergoing moving on forward into your weekend here. I mean, taking a look at what you're dealing with, Hermit in reverse, you know, it's about kind of having to go back into hermit mode, having to go back to focusing on yourself and making sure that your needs here are certainly getting met. You know, taking a look at the overall energy, right? Queen of Pentacles. If the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse, it means you're not focusing on yourself. Now, when the Queen of Pentacles is in the upright, I call this my self-care card. So for me personally, when I see the Queen of Pentacles upright, it means self-care. It means taking yourself into consideration, putting yourself first. So I definitely feel like this weekend, you're going to be having this new perspective. I do feel like for the majority of you, once again, it's being pointed out to you about how you've been doing little for yourself, but tons for other people. And looking at the outcome here for you, Leo, Knight of Swords, it's like, okay, it's time for me to get to work. It's time for me to kind of like take a step back from everybody else and start taking action on what I need. So you're going to be very attentive here essentially to your needs moving into your weekend. I just feel like you're starting to get that perspective of like, shit, I've really been putting a lot into other people, but not enough in myself. So not only is it going to be a weekend of self-care, but it's going to be a weekend here of getting your needs met, which I think is going to be really awesome here for you. Cool, Leo. I like it. All right, guys, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. By the way, to answer somebody's question, Elle asked, what order does he usually go in? So it's always random with me. For the daily reading, it's always going to be a random order, so I'll always read the first sign that somebody posts in the chat. So the first sign I see always goes first, then I kind of just go with it and I go with the flow. So we started out with fire signs today because that was the first zodiac was Leo. So we're going to do fire, air, water, earth. Jumping on into our air sign, let's have a look here at Gemini and let's see what we got going on. What do we got showing up here for Gemini, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here at this time for the zodiac sign of Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? All right, Team Gemini, let's go ahead and get ourselves this last and final shuffle, and we'll see what's popping here for you. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty awesome stuff. Starting out here with the overall energy, we do have here the Magician. So Magician is Virgo energy. You could be connecting with a Virgo possibly. Having a look here at your current energy, we have here the Moon. Looking at what you're dealing with here, we have here the Ten of Wands. And then taking a look here at the outcome for Gemini this weekend is going to be the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. So as far as what I'm seeing for the zodiac of Gemini, Magician here to the Moon card in the upright position. By the way, Nicole, whatever, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate it. We got here the Magician here to the Moon card. This is Pisces energy. This is Virgo energy. You can be dealing with either of the zodiac. I do feel like what's manifesting or what's coming up here at this time is definitely something emotional, but I feel like you're sitting with yourself emotionally this weekend, Gemini. It's like you're listening to yourself, you're listening to your feelings, you're sitting with them, you're not ignoring them or tuning them out. So it does feel like some emotions may come up for you this weekend, but you're really sitting in it. You're allowing yourself to feel. And as I always say on this channel, anytime you're feeling, you're healing, right? So in order to heal, you gotta feel, right? So looking into your next 72 hours, taking a look at what you're dealing with here, Ten of Wands. I feel like there's an overwhelming amount of emotion hitting you because there's kind of just been a lot going on for Gemini lately. I'm not sure exactly what has happened particularly, but there's been a lot going on for you. And I feel like what's happening here is as you're sitting with your emotions, as you're focusing on healing, you're going to start to kind of realize, like, despite everything that I've went through, maybe it was a bit of a rough week, or maybe it's just been a rough time overall. Looking at the outcome here, Ten of Pentacles, it's like, despite all I've went through, there's so much that I have in my life that I'm grateful for. Like, I really feel like that's going to be the vibe you're embodying here moving into your weekend. It's like, despite everything that I'm going through right now, I have so much that I'm blessed with. And with that being said, it almost kind of like cancels out the negative stuff you've been going through. It almost kind of cancels out all the intense stuff you've experienced, and you start to tap into the energy of gratitude. So I feel like for Geminis that have just been experiencing a lot, it's like a bit of a turnaround moving into your weekend, because as you sit with yourself and you sit with everything you've gone through, you get reminded of all the beautiful things you have. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to be okay. And you know what? Despite everything that I've been dealing with, I'm going to do everything I can to sit in this energy, to heal myself, to work on being happier, and to work on more so focusing on the good stuff that I do have. And this is interesting because I notice that this happens to me often too. When I get into a space where I get really sad or really upset or really emotionally stressed out, sometimes I get to that point where I'm just like, okay, let me sit with these feelings and emotions. And as I'm sitting with these feelings and emotions, I often just randomly get reminded about the good stuff that I have. You know, it's really hard when we're just feeling emotionally overwhelmed to think about the good stuff we have, but when we start to feel and heal and do self-care and things of that nature, we start to get reminded of the good things that we have. So I know in my experience that happens to me, and it's actually a really beautiful feeling, because then you're like, you know what, it makes everything else seem that I'm going through not so bad, and that I'm going to be okay, and that I'm going to be able to get through this. And I think that that's where you're coming from this weekend. So it looks like a very healing time here overall for Geminis. Of course, take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but your weekend does look certainly very healing, and I think it's going to be a beautiful experience here overall. I like it, Gemini. Very cool. Okay, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, take it if it resonates and leave it if it doesn't, okay? All right, baby. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Excuse me one second, guys. Thank you very much. So we did our air. We also did our fire first, right? Yeah, Leo was first. So we did our fire. We did our air. Jumping on into our water. Let's go ahead and have a look here at the lovely and amazing Pisces gang. Let's see what's popping here for the fish, baby. Messages here for Team Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours, or sorry, 72 hours. My apologies. Amy Gonzalez says, I love these. You're such good vibes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in and watching. It really means the most to me, man. All right, what do we got going on here for the zodiac sign of Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. Piscean, you're having cards flipping out all over the place. We do have a Magician reverse that decided to come out, and a Five of Pentacles in reverse that decided to come out as well. You know what it feels like, Pisces? I think you're kind of recognizing that, let's say, for example, you kind of felt like somebody was pushing you out. I think you're recognizing it was a blessing in disguise. For example, maybe somebody started distancing themselves from you in your life. Maybe somebody stopped talking to you, stopped associating with you. At first it hurt. It was like, okay, wow, way to leave me out in the cold. But then you're kind of now starting to realize moving into the weekend, like, yeah, that was a blessing in disguise. Like, actually not having somebody in my life has certainly been so much better than when they were in it previously, you know? So it's kind of that realization moving in this weekend of like, oh yeah, I thought this sucked at first, but it actually was a blessing in disguise in general. So for some of you, you could be experiencing that energy moving along into your weekend, okay? But let's get one more shuffle, and let's see what we got going on for the fish. Hopefully the fish are doing well. Taking a look here at the overall energy for you, what do we got? And we got here the Temperance. So you could be dealing with a Sag for a few of you. Looking at your current energy, Four of Pentacles in reverse, what it is you're dealing with, Ten of Swords in the upright position, and then looking at the outcome here for your weekend, Lovers in the reverse position as well. Yeah, so I do think for a vast majority of Pisceans, there is some sort of disconnection showing up here this weekend, but I think that most importantly, it's the recognition of how okay you are throughout this process. It's like you're okay with a disconnect right now. Whether this disconnect was between you and a friend, you and a romantic lover, you and somebody that, maybe just had a close relationship. Maybe it was a person at work you had a close relationship to. Despite that factor, though, you're okay with the disconnection that's showing up here. I think you're recognizing it's pretty healthy to go your separate ways from somebody right now at this time. So yeah, Four of Pentacles reversed. You're not holding on to them. You're allowing yourself to let go. Ten of Swords, that's the process here of an ending. So you're allowing things to end. And looking at the outcome, Lovers in reverse, you're basically allowing yourself to detach. And Lovers in reverse here too is also an energy too where you realize like this isn't for me anymore. Like I don't feel connected to this person anymore, and that's okay. So I feel like there's a really healthy disconnect coming in for Pisceans here moving into the weekend. And it might just be the realization of just like, yeah, this feels good, it feels right, it's healthy, and I'm in a good vibe. Like I'm okay with letting go of someone or something here at this time. Good, I like it. And I like that it feels healthy. I like that it feels good and natural, and it's not something that feels like there's bad blood in the air. It's something that feels chill, and this is the right thing to do, and I'm just going to kind of go forward and do my own thing. So definitely no bad vibes here popping up for you. Certainly feels like everything is kind of like a clean break here at this time for Pisces. Cool. I like it. Very good, actually. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. This definitely could be like a breakup for some people. If it's not a breakup, it could be like maybe you and a friend just don't vibe anymore. Maybe you and a coworker aren't close anymore, or maybe you were trying to communicate with somebody, you were in a situationship, and then both of you kind of realized like, yeah, this just isn't for me, and it's not for me either. So, there could be a mutual ending of some sorts here popping up for Pisces. But once again, it's a bit of a clean break is what I feel for many of you. Okay. All right, cool. Pisces, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you for tuning on in nonetheless. So far we did our fire, we did our air, we did our water. Jumping on into the earth sign. Let's go ahead and we did our fire, our air, and our water. Jumping into the earth sign now. Let's have a look here at the lovely and amazing Capricorn. What do we got going on here for the Cappy, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here, please, for the zodiac signs of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus zodiac in the next 72 hours. All right, Team Capricorn, let's get our last shuffle up over here, and we'll see what's going on with you, man. Starting out here with the overall energy for Capricorn, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Now, Eight of Cups in reverse is typically an energy that represents some sort of return. It could be about like a person coming back. Maybe you're going back to something. It could be about habits. So you could be like returning to an old habit or returning to the certain way you used to do something, right? So that can certainly be what that is. But taking a look at your current energy, Three of Swords in reverse, looking at what you're dealing with, Three of Cups in reverse, and then looking at the outcome, Capricorn, we do have here the Seven of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like you're getting back into a space where maybe you're not holding space for a particular person, and you're also not really holding much emotions there either. I kind of feel like you're getting into, I don't want to say heartless or cold energy because it doesn't feel like that, but what's the word that I'm looking for to describe your situation? It's on the tip of my tongue, Capricorn. It's like, how do I explain this? I mean, essentially, you aren't holding space for somebody anymore. You're kind of just at peace with the fact that maybe you and somebody aren't close, and that is what it is. But I get that feeling of you, Capricorn, just like, you know what? I don't have any more tolerance anymore to try to make something work with someone who never really seems so invested. Yeah, I think that's what it kind of boils down to here for you this weekend. You know what it looks like? You were the one who invested way more in this situation than this person. So if you're dealing with somebody in love, maybe you feel like you invested way more into love and way more into the relationship. If it's a business partner, you put more in the business. If it's a friendship, you try to hang out more than the other friend, whatever, your case may be. But I think that the lack of investment coming in from somebody has been a thing that you've held on to for a while. Like you've held space for this person in hopes that they would take more action and that they would be more active, but I don't feel like they ever really came through in that retrospect for you. It was always you putting in the most or doing the most, and it never really felt like there was a lot of equity or equality showing up here for you. So you're getting back into that energy where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to hold space for this person anymore. I'm not enjoying what we have with one another when I'm the only person that seems to be trying in terms of investment. So looking at the outcome here, Seven of Pentacles, it's like it's time to invest my energy elsewhere, and I'm okay with that too. I kind of feel like collectively for a lot of people this weekend, we're going to kind of see clean breaks is what I see from for many of you. I think that this is kind of the energy of like, listen, it's time to move on from circumstances that have a lot of stagnation, and it's time to go forward where the action is. So I really feel like for you, Capricorn, it's about leaving a stagnant situation, whether that's a friendship, romantic relationship, maybe it's even a job. For some of you Capricorns, you could have held space at a job for a long time. Maybe you were guaranteed or promised like a promotion, and that never came through for you. And it's like, listen, it's been months and months on end. Maybe it's been a year or two, and nothing ever really came of it. So because of the lack of action, it doesn't really help when you feel stuck and you don't want to be stuck. So you're moving towards where the action is, okay? And that's a new beginning showing up here for you at this time. So yeah, I get the vibe here for you moving into your next 72 hours, Capricorn. It's about not holding space for something anymore, and it's definitely time to embrace a new investment going forward, okay? All right, though, Cappy, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you so much, Capricorn, for tuning in nonetheless. So we finished up our first batch of zodiac signs for today's weekend read. We're going to hop on into our next batch in just a sec. Real quick, everybody, for the 156 peeps in the chat, if you guys could drop a like, I'd appreciate it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Really, really means a lot to me. Thank you guys very, very much. So we started out here today with the fire signs, if I'm not mistaken. So going back on into fire, let's have a look here at the Ram Fam and see what's popping for Aries. What do we got going on for Team Aries, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Aries this weekend? Messages here for Team Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, my Ram Fam. Let's go ahead and get ourselves one last and final shuffle, and we shall see what is going on with you. Hopefully, some good stuff showing up here for you. Starting out here with the overall energy. Oh boy, we do have here the Sun in reverse. Okay, but wait, there's more. Taking a look here at your current energy, Seven of Pentacles, what it is you're dealing with, Two of Cups reversed, looking at the outcome, Three of Swords reversed. You know what, though? I think it's actually a pretty empowering reading for you, and let me explain why. This is the energy of I feel like I've lost myself. And a lot of people go through this many different times in life. We're not going to go through the cycle of feeling lost or feeling like we lost ourselves just once or twice. I think it's a pretty normal phenomenon that a lot of people experience multiple different times throughout their life, because what's happening is that we're losing the identity. When we feel like we've lost ourselves, we've detached from the identity we were previously living. And the truth is that we're always going to kind of shift our identity and who we are, because we're rapidly changing and becoming new people each and every single day. So when we lose our identity, when we can't resonate to the past and be that same person anymore, we find it awkward, weird, and we just feel confused where to go next or who we are. But I think that the main kind of like focus of life is that we get to really choose who we want to become. You know, it's not about who we are in life, it's about who we choose to be. So I look at it more as an opportunity, right? When I feel like I lose myself, if you will, personally, I like to look at it as an opportunity of like, well, who do I want to become? Like, who am I choosing to be now here going forward? You know, I'm not the same Anthony from the past. I'm not the same Anthony from yesterday. So who is this person I'm becoming? Who do I desire to be? So I feel like you have a very big opportunity on your hands here. Now, of course, you can choose to look at it as an opportunity, or you can choose to be like, well, I just feel lost, or I lost myself, or I feel like I lost, you know, who I used to be. You could look at it that way, of course, but I don't feel like that's going to benefit you. I think what you can look at it, though, is on the flip side, who the hell do I want to be, and who is Aries going to become, right? If you look at it in that perspective, you're going to feel so much better, but most importantly, you're going to live a poppin' ass life, because when you start thinking about who you want to be, you can start taking actions and steps to literally become your greatest version, okay? Regardless, though, Aries, let's look into the cards here for you. Sun in reverse, Seven of Pentacles in the upright. Like I said, you kind of feel like you don't really know who you are anymore. You know, Two of Cups reversed. You feel detached from yourself, disconnected from yourself, maybe disconnected from your life and your circumstances. And naturally, when we feel this way, it's because we've outgrown our lives, or we've outgrown our current circumstances. You know, if you don't know who you are anymore, maybe you've outgrown who you used to be. If you don't know, you know, if you're not connected to your environment anymore, maybe you've outgrown that environment and you need a new sense of stimulation. You need a new set of friends. You know, you need a new career, whatever it is. You know, there's always going to be tons of new beginnings coming in here for you. So looking at the outcome, Three of Swords reversed, you're not in pain, though. That's the thing, Aries. You're not in a painful place when you say, I lost myself, or I don't feel connected to my life. You know, you're not hurting, you're not in pain, but it's like, what the hell do I do next? Because I feel so lost. Well, my advisory for you is going to be, stop trying to go back to who you used to be, or stop trying to reconnect to a life you used to live. You know, the only way is going forward. It's not going backwards. I think that if you're an Aries and you resonate with this reading, deeply to the core, the best thing you can do right here, right now, is start thinking to yourself, who the hell do I want to be? And then start taking the necessary steps and action to become that person. You have opportunity here to literally become whoever you want to be and to create the life for yourself that you desire to live. So use this as an opportunity, and you're going to see a massive change in your life, and you're not going to feel lost anymore because you're going to be creating and consciously manifesting your life going forward from this point on out. Okay? Very awesome. I like it, Aries. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Really cool stuff, okay? All right, baby. So we did our Ram Fam. Aries, thank you for tuning in. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. So we did our fire. Now jumping back on into our air sign. Let's have a look here at Aquarius, and we'll see what we got going on. What do we got showing up here for Aqua? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here for the zodiac sign of Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? All right, Team Aquarius. Real quick, guys, you could be connecting with the Pisces, but you had the Hangman in reverse jump out. Some of you guys could be getting unstuck in a situation. So if you've been feeling trapped, you might be figuring out the answers you need to be able to go forward, depending on how that resonates to you. All right, just a random side message for Aquarius. Nonetheless, though, let's go ahead and see your weekend. Starting out here with the overall energy, we have a 3 of Swords in reverse, looking at your current energy, 6 of Swords reversed, what you're dealing with, Aquarian, the Star card, which is you, and then looking at the outcome here for you, Page of Wands in the reverse position as well. So as far as what I'm seeing for Aquarius here, 3 of Swords reversed, 6 of Swords reversed as well. Yeah, I think that right now you know that you're in a space where you don't need to move on anymore from anything because you've already moved on. I think you figured out, I'm good, you know? So I definitely see that you're past something, Aquarius, and looking at what you're dealing with. The Star card, you know, it's interesting though, because it's kind of like, universe, why do you keep testing me? Sometimes the universe does this where it's like, okay, I know I'm over something, I know I moved on, but then the universe tosses another opportunity again, just one more time, and the universe is like, are you sure? Are you sure you moved on? Are you sure you don't want to go back to your ex? Are you sure you don't want to stay at this job you hate? Are you sure you don't want to be living this life right now that you walked away from because you didn't, you know, have happiness in it? The universe will like sometimes give you that extra step, that extra test of like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, I'm sure. So moving into your next 72 hours, the Star card, I feel like the universe here is like, hey, I'll give you one more chance. You know, you can prove to me once again that you've really moved on and you've really moved forward, or you can show me that you didn't, and then you can stay caught up in the cycle you're currently in. But here's the thing, looking at the outcome, Page of Wands reversed, Aquarian, you're very disinterested here at this time in reinvesting in your past, because when you said you moved on from someone or something, you very much so meant it from the moment that you said it, okay? So you meant it. You kept it popping, pushing, and moving forward, and you do not intend on looking back. So I kind of get the feeling here for some Aquarians, universe may be testing you moving into the weekend. You might get another opportunity to go back to the past, or to reconcile, or to reinvest in someone or something, and you're definitely not giving into it. It's like, okay, I see the test for what it is, but I'm confident and certain that I still want to keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward, okay? So I do see an opportunity like that showing up where the past comes knocking at your door, but you're still going to respectfully decline it because you know that you moved on in the past and you still intend to keep moving forward, okay? All right, Aquarius, not too shabby. It happens. I've definitely been there many times in my life where I've moved on from things and then the universe is like, are you sure? You know what I mean? Universe is like, you positive about this statement, Anthony? Have you really moved on? And then they'll, you know, the universe will shove an opportunity in my face and I'll be like, nope. I see it. I see what you're doing. I'm not giving in to that. And then I stand my ground and I keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward, okay? But Aquarian, thank you for tuning in. Take it, of course, if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. But thank you guys for coming out nonetheless, okay? So we did our fire. We did our air, jumping back into our water. Let's go ahead and have a look here at the lovely and amazing Scorpio gang. What's going on here for Team Scorpio, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What information is going to be rolling on in here, please, for the zodiac sign of Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? All right, Team Scorpio, you guys are actually coming through relatively quickly today. So let's get this last shuffle and let's get the show on the road. What's going on for you? Starting out with the overall energy, Ace of Swords in the upright position. Okay, so you could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Looking at your current energy, we have here the High Priestess, what it is you're dealing with, the Tower, which is Scorpio energy, and then the outcome for you, Nine of Swords. Scorpio, what's going on with you? Let's go ahead and talk about it though. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, you also could be connecting with a fellow Scorpio as well. So Ace of Swords here, High Priestess in the upright. I kind of get the feeling here where something is trying to come to the surface. The truth is trying to come up here for you. The thing is, Scorpio, High Priestess, it's a Pisces card, but it is an energy that represents what is hidden and what is not revealed. And the thing is that Scorpios can have this ability to hide the darkest things, no matter how bright or how light it is outside. So Scorpios can hide stuff, you know? You guys can have a definite, very secretive kind of attitude at times because you're very aware of how to keep things to yourself, right? Now, I'm not trying to say that in a negative retrospect. I'm just saying in general, you can hide things if you want to. So I feel like there's something you buried within you trying to resurface, okay, moving into your weekend, and you've buried it quite well, maybe to a point where you didn't even remember where you hid it, okay? And what I'm talking about here is emotions, right? So you buried some emotions really deep within yourself. You might have not even remembered where you hid it, okay? You said, let me put it in a chest, lock and throw away the key. We're not going to bring up this emotional situation. But this weekend, Mercury retrograde has different ideas. Mercury in retrograde, keep in mind, we're not even in the retrograde. It's just pre-retrograde energy we're feeling. All right. Mercury says, no, we're going to bring up something emotionally that you haven't thought of in a while. And you're like, oh, shit. Looking at what you're dealing with here, Scorpio, the Tower, the Tower card here is a bit of a shock. It's a energy here of like, this is not what I expected to be thinking about, or this is not the situation I expected to see appear in my life again. Because keep in mind, if it's not about something coming up emotionally, this could be about something from the past returning to you. And as it does, it's a shock because you haven't thought about it in so damn long. Looking at the outcome here for you, Scorpio, Nine of Swords, there is a lot of stress. But what I want you to know is that when stuff like this happens, it doesn't happen for no reason or no reason at all. It happens for the form of release or for the reasoning of release. Anytime in Mercury retrograde, if something from your past comes up, whether it's emotionally or physically, it's meant to be let go of, it's meant to be released. And I know people might look at this reading and be like, well, thanks, Aunt. You gave me a fucking horrible reading. My weekend's going to be full of anxiety and bullshit, and I can't even believe I sat here and watched this reading. Well, you know what? Here's what I am here to tell you. This is something coming back up because it never was fully addressed, or this is something coming back up because it needs to fully be let go of. This is the time of release. It's the time to say, okay, I get it. This situation maybe hasn't fully been healed within me, so let me go ahead and get the clarity I need and let me let it go. This could be the energy as simply as an ex texting you back and getting clarity there and having a conversation and tying loose knots, or this could be the energy of like, man, what someone in my family did years ago, maybe something my mom said to me years ago, that still affects me till this day and I haven't healed from it. Maybe that's something I need to work on now. Maybe you recognize that emotionally and you're like, as much as I thought, what that comment was all these years ago didn't affect me, it actually has been a big part of my life. And I gotta, be aware of that and work on that, right? So, there's going to be some emotions coming up here for you nonetheless. But everything that's coming up here at this time, Scorpio, is for your benefit to realize that this is not impacting you positively. This is something that is meant to be released for the better, right? So that's why I want to go ahead and give you this message. So Scorpios, of course, do take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't, but thank you guys for tuning in so much nonetheless. Really, really appreciate you, okay? All right, Scorpio, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our water, we also did our air, and we did our fire. Jumping on into the earth sign, let's go ahead and have a look here at the Virgo gang. What's going on here for Team Virgo this weekend? Messages from my Virgo peeps. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What's going to be going on for Virgo this weekend? Messages here for Team Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Team Virgo, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves one last and final shuffle, and we'll see what we got going on here for you, okay? Hopefully, all is well, all right? Virgo, overall energy for you is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. So you could be connecting here potentially with a earth sign like a fellow Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Having a look at your current energy, Queen of Pentacles, what it is you're dealing with. We got here the Tower coming out again, and then looking at the outcome, Eight of Pentacles showing up in the upright position. Yeah, this is a situation I've been through way too many times, and I hate these kinds of situations, but in a way they can be a great motivator. Okay, so what is one positive aspect, if anybody can name one? What would be one positive aspect of fear? Most people would say fear has no positive aspect at all. Fear is negative. It sucks. There's nothing positive to it. If I could see the positive in fear, it would be motivation. Because fear can drive people to get on their shit. Fear can drive people to get kicked in motion and be motivated. Because if you're fearful of losing something, if you're fearful of, letting go, if you're fearful that something's going to happen, right? It can motivate you to protect yourself and kick things into gear. So I feel like in your next 72 hours, Virgo, 9 of Pentacles here, Queen of Pentacles, it's like, I feel pretty secure. And then the Tower comes and you're like, wait, I don't feel as secure anymore because something rattles you, something shocks you a little bit, and it gets you putting to work, or it gets you put to work here with the 8 of Pentacles being the overall outcome. So I feel like some sense of fear is coming in. This could be fear to your financial security. This could be fear for your relationship. This could be fear for, your own stability with your current path. So whatever kind of fear shows up at this time, it motivates you to get working, because at one moment you feel secure, something happens, then suddenly you don't. And what I said about fear being a great motivator is it certainly can be, right? Because if you're fearful of losing something, it makes you get into gear of being aware of what you have so that you can enjoy what you have, or what it is you have, and you can do what you can to protect what you have too. So I get that sense here, Virgo. Let's say, for example, this is about finances. Maybe you feel really good, secure. Out of nowhere this weekend, poof, here comes an unexpected bill. You're like, oh my God, after paying this bill, there's no freaking way I'm going to feel as secure anymore. This bill is expensive. Now I need to go ahead and work my butt off and make sure that I get back to that same place of security once again. So before people think, holy shit, the universe is a bully, this isn't necessarily the universe bullying anybody, but this is the universe saying, listen, anything can happen at any given moment in time in reference to whatever kind of situation we're in. So always remember, you got to allow yourself to be secure no matter what. All right. Now, here's what I'm trying to say here. Here's the lesson coming from this for everybody. So I want you guys to understand this. When, let's say you get that bill, right? Bill's expensive. You feel way less financially secure. I want you to ask yourself a question. After paying that bill, do you still have money? After paying that bill, can you still afford your lifestyle? Was it an expensive bill? Yeah, but can you still pay for everything? Yeah. So are you less secure than where you were before? Because here's the thing. You had maybe more money before, but you felt secure. What is security? If we're talking about financial security, it's just the ability to make sure you can pay for everything and feel comfortable. Do you still feel that way now after paying that bill? Was it annoying to pay the bill? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still secure. So the universe is trying to teach this lesson here of you can be secure any given moment in time you want, but it's a state of being, it's a state of mind. It's not necessarily based off of the external. A person who makes $100,000 a year versus a person who makes 20. A person who makes $20,000 a year can feel just as secure as a person who makes $100,000 a year as well. Think about it from that perspective too. A person who has $10,000 in their account can feel really secure versus another person can say that's not enough, right? So the point that the universe is trying to make here is that no matter what happens, your security, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's also, in reference to financial, is going to be a state of being and a mind state. It's not coming from anything else external. So don't let anything else external disrupt your peace of mind and your being of security and your space of being in a, secure space overall, because at the end of the day, security comes from your state of being and your mind. It doesn't come from anything outside of yourself or anything external. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because I know that I might not have explained it in the best or most amazing way, but at the end of the day, that is the vibe that I'm seeing here showing up for you guys moving into your weekend. Okay. So of course, Virgo, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But yeah, I've been here before many times. I've been in a space where I was like, I feel good, I feel secure. Then something happens and I'm like, oh fuck, I got to do everything I can right now because I'm fearful that I'm about to lose something. But the universe is like, listen, you were secure all along. I was just trying to, teach you this lesson that security doesn't matter. It all comes from within. It doesn't come from the external. You feel that? All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, Virgo, to take it if it resonates and leave it if it doesn't, okay? All right, baby. So we finished up our second batch of zodiac signs here for the weekend reading today. Thank you guys by the way, for everybody who's in here. Really, really appreciate you. For the 228 peeps, if you guys can drop a like, I'd appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying yourselves so far. But like I mentioned, we completed our second batch. We're going to move into the last and final batch in just a sec. There's 4 more signs to go. I am going to take a quick temporary break break, guys, to cool off a little bit because it's super hot in New York, okay? This weather is not spring weather. This is summer weather, and it's been insane. So I'm going to go stand in front of my fan a little bit to cool off for a sec and get a drink, get some water, and then I'll be right back, and then we'll go ahead and bang out the additional 4 signs for the rest of the weekend reading. So guys, stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll go ahead and be right back. Thank you all very much for your patience.
I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun. I don't wanna fall in love, 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 fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love.
All right, guys, we are back. Thank you all so much for your patience. I appreciate it. I was just reading some of the comments, by the way, guys, of everybody talking about how crazy the weather's been. Yeah, it's been nuts. It was 75 degrees yesterday for you. That's what's up. Julia said, I never thought that I was going to have the AC on in the beginning of April. Literally, for the past 2 nights so far, my girlfriend and I, like, once we go to bed, it's like before we even get in the room, shut the door, put the AC on, let it get like a freaking ice box in there, and then go to sleep. Plus, for me personally, if it's cold in any room, I'll fall asleep and have the best sleep ever. But if it's hot, I cannot sleep for the life of me. And I'm also very warm-blooded. I'm hot 24/7. And currently, by the way, on my fan, because it has a number readout, it's 83 fucking degrees in my office right now, and it's killing me. But I gotta actually get an official AC. I just thought I'd be getting it more closer to the summertime. And like Julia said, not in April, you know, that's crazy. So yeah, I might have to talk to my landlord and get an AC going in this office pretty damn early. It's actually crazy, you know, but that's on global warming essentially, right? Jocelyn said it's 61 for me, but I'm with 3 blankets and then some. Nice. Well, you know what? Honestly, I would prefer 61 degrees for sure right now. I definitely would. Hi from Paris. Hello. How are you? Thank you for watching. But yeah, that's 61 degrees. That would be solid right now for sure. It's 85 to 86 for you right now. Jesus. Yeah, I know. It's friggin' nuts. My friend from Jersey the other day, not even the other day, it was yesterday. He said it was like 90 something yesterday in Jersey. I was like, what? It wasn't 90, I think, in New York. It was in the 80s or something, or close to the 80s, I think. But in Jersey, it was like 90 freaking 5 or 94 or something like that. And I was like, geez, man. Anyways, guys, moving on into our last and final batch, though. Let's jump on into it, and we'll see what we got going on. So we're going to go back into the fire and going into fire signs. Let's have a look here at Sagittarian moving into the weekend. So what's popping here for Saggy? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What information do we got rolling on in here, please, for the zodiac sign of Sagittarian? Messages here for Team Sag. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? All right, Team Sagittarian, we're going to get ourselves this last and final shuffle, and we'll see what we got going on here for your weekend. Hopefully, all is well. Sag, overall energy is going to be the 4 swords. This could be a bit of a rest weekend for some of you, so you could be taking a lot of time out to rest and to relax for some of you, as what I do see here for a few of you guys. Taking a look at your current energy, 8 of Swords in reverse, looking at what you're dealing with. You got here the World in reverse, and then looking at the outcome for you, we do have here the Queen of Wands reversed. You know, it kind of looks like you're getting back to a situation later, is what I feel for you guys, Sag. It's like you're not, you need to take a break from something, kind of rejuvenate a little bit. You'll get back to it later. You know, whether that's you working on a project, whether it's like, I need a break from a person. You know, we can't solve our problems right here and right now, especially when the tides are high. So I need a break from you. You can have a break from me. We go ahead and rejuvenate. Then we come back and deal with this later, because I feel like a break is much needed, you know? It's kind of like that energy of out of sight, out of mind. Looking at your current energy, 8 of Swords reversed. especially with that being paired here with the Four of Swords, it's like you kind of just need to be out of sight, out of mind from someone or something here right now at this time. So I just feel like you're taking some time here to rest and rejuvenate. You know, looking at what you're dealing with, it's not over here, right? We got the world in reverse. So looking at what you're dealing with, Sag, you know, you're not ending a situation or anything of that nature, but looking at the outcome, Queen of Wands reverse, you just don't have the energy right now to be in a space where you can either reconcile with someone, get on better terms with somebody. You know, you're just not in a space where you can do what you need to do essentially. So you need to take care of yourself here first at this time before you can take care of something else, whether that be a relationship, whether that genuinely is yourself or anything of that nature. Because for some Sages that are watching, this could be about you. Maybe you have to take care of yourself. You know, maybe right now you can't do the things you want to do, or you can't push yourself to the limits. So maybe you've been very drained, right? Queen of Wands reverse. So it's like, I need to take a step back, take a break, recuperate, rejuvenate. Then I can get back on into what it is I need to do. All right. And absolutely, breaks are so important, guys, and breaks are so necessary and needed. Now, this is the weekend reading, right? Before, in the beginning days and early days of my channel, I used to not do the weekend reading. It was daily reading, daily, every day. You know what I mean? So I used to upload every single day, Monday to Monday. It would not stop. It would keep going. So I knew that at some moment in time, I needed to start taking a break. So then I decided to do the weekend read so that I could have Saturday and Sunday off to be able to get my energy back and genuinely just have a day off from working. So I used to just go every day, balls to the wall. I don't know how I did it. I, you know, definitely was very, very intense back in the day for sure. But yeah, I needed to learn to give myself breaks because breaks are incredibly healthy and rejuvenation is so important in one person's life, so or in our lives in general. So make sure you're getting that rest, guys. Okay, recuperate, rejuvenate, and then go ahead and tackle what you need to when you feel like you've been well rested. All right, baby. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Thank you, though, Sag, for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Okay. All right, guys. So we did all our fire signs. So fire signs are complete here for today's daily reading. We're gonna hop on into the air signs now in just a sec. Okay. Before we go ahead and move forward, though, there was a message I was trying to read. Where is it? Dun dun dun. Oh, Zephyr, yeah, what's going on over there with you? You said, oh, okay, so you're recovering right now currently at this time. All right, well, I'm wishing you a good recovery. I was trying to read what the message was saying. They flew by really fast, but I hope you have a good recovery, though. I'm glad everything's okay, though, at this time for you, okay? But wishing you a very good recovery. Thank you very much, though. Jocelyn here said, Ant is the guru. I wish that I knew when I was younger. I'd be a lot nicer / kinder. Jocelyn, you're one of the nicest people I ever met. What are you talking about? You're one of the nicest people I ever met. Shelro, good morning to you. Good morning, Soul Fam. And a big good morning to you, Ant. Sending love and light to you all day. Thank you. You as well, Shelro. Really, really appreciate that. Got you. Okay, Zephyr, got you for sure. Well, I'm glad everything's okay. All right. I'm glad everything's okay in that retrospect. All right, guys. So we did all of our fire. We're gonna hop on into the air. Let's see what we got going on here for Team Libra. What's going on for the Libra, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours. What do we got going on? What messages are going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours? All right, Libra, let's have a look here at your weekend. Hopefully, we're going to be seeing some pretty fantastic stuff. What's going on for Libra? Overall energy here for you is going to be Four of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign for a few of you. Having a look at your current energy, we do have here the Five of Cups. Looking at what you're dealing with, Emperor card showing up for you. Looking at the outcome, Ten of Pentacles. I think for some Libras, kind of like the situation you're dealing with, somebody here who has a little bit of control issues is what it looks like. It could be a mom, so it definitely could be somebody within the family sector, because I am seeing a very dominant feminine energy, but I also see a very dominant masculine energy too. So it could be a partner, somebody you're dealing with in love and romance. Of course, it could resonate to anything. So if like the person who has control issues isn't your mom, it could be your friend, your family member, your lover, your boss, etc. But I do get that sense here right now for you, where there's somebody here who has a lot of like this energy of needing to control, and you're really tired of it, to be completely honest. I mean, looking at your current energy and your overall energy, Four of Swords here to the Five of Cups, it's like I'm very tired of being constantly disappointed when I try to express myself, or when I try to kind of like take my own path, and somebody else over here just keeps on, you know, trying to control me. I also feel like you've been trying to convey that to this person, like you've been trying to get them to become aware or to open up their eyes to how controlling they genuinely are. But this is somebody here who cannot see anything else other than their way. It's like their way or the highway. So there is a little bit of narcissistic energy coming off the individual you're connecting with. But the thing is, is that there's somebody to you that's important. Because looking at the outcome here, 10 of Pentacles, like I said, I think for most of you, this could be like a family thing, right? So it could be a mom and dad. You know, parents are always going to be very important in a child's life. You know, no matter how old you are, you're always going to love your parents. And I think that even if your parents, you know, are narcissistic or are in that energy of controlling, it's like you want to love them, but you know that at the same time, they're unhealthy for you. So it's a hurtful situation because you wish that they could just be understanding, but if they only see their way or the highway, it's very difficult to want to be around their energy. So keep in mind, whoever this is, whether it's a parent, not, you know, it could be literally anybody in your life. So there's a lot of disappointment showing up here because you want to be in a good place with this person, but it just feels so damn hard to do that. And here's the thing, what I learned in my life a long time ago, because I've certainly dealt with, you know, characters and people in my life who are very, very controlling and they don't want to change their ways. And I've dealt with people that just never change their ways. And what I learned that I had to do is I had to let people show up as their own. I had to let people show up exactly who they are is what I needed to do. Because the more you try to hope that they'll mold and change, the more you're going to stress yourself out over something that you have no control of either, right? For a person to change themselves, they have to be willing to understand what they need to change in the first place, or they have to be willing to understand how they affect other people. You know, when somebody's in a space of narcissism or when somebody's in an energy of their way or the highway, they're never going to change if they can never see that they're wrong or never see that they have a fault. So what I learned to do a long time ago in situations like this was to let people show up as they are. You know, if I can't change them, it is what it is. But that also doesn't mean that you have to force yourself to associate with individuals who can't see where they're wrong and who choose not to change either. You don't have to associate with anybody that you don't want to, even if it's a parent. Even if it's a parent. And I know that maybe people who aren't as young as me might feel like that's not the right way to go. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's blood, in my opinion. It doesn't matter if it's blood or if it's a friend or whoever. You know, anybody who can't be understanding of you, respecting of you, and be in a space where they can genuinely try to understand where you're coming from. If it's a very my way or the highway kind of energy and you don't feel like associating with it because it doesn't raise your vibe, it brings your vibe down, you have every single right to not associate with that person or individual. So Libras, my advice here for you is that if this person stresses you out too much, and no matter how much you care about them, instead of trying to hope that they change or fight for them to change, let them show up as they are. And if you need, for personal reasons and for your own peace and your own being, if you need to be isolated from this individual, don't be afraid to take that route or to take that path. Point blank, period. You know, doesn't matter who it is, right? I think that sometimes, no matter who the person is, if it's too much, you got to protect yourself and protect your energy. Okay, Libra? All right, guys, sending much love to you. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but thank you for coming on out here nonetheless, okay? All right, Team Libra, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did all of our air. We also did all of our fire. We're going to hop on into our water signs now, and we're going to see what we got going on here for the Cancer gang. What's happening here for Cancer, baby? Messages here for Team Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 24 hours, or sorry, in the next 72 hours. Zephyr said, I'd rather deal with a frost giant than my own mother. Oh boy. Where did the frost giant come from? That was such a good way of putting it. That was funny to me. That was an interesting example. Anyways, what do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours? What do we got going on? All right, Team Cancer, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves one more shuffle showing up over here, and we'll see what we got going on. Hopefully, we're going to be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Cancer, overall energy for you is the Chariot in reverse. What's going on for Cancer? Taking a look here at your current energy, we got the High Priestess in reverse, what it is you're dealing with. We do have here the Five of Cups showing up, looking at the outcome, Cancer. Ace of Cups, okay, good outcome showing up. But what's happening here overall? Chariot reversed, High Priestess reversed, Five of Cups, Ace of Cups. By the way, Fawn, thank you so much for the $2. You said thank you, Aunt, went right along with my reading. You're very welcome. Thank you for the donation. I really, really do appreciate it. Cancer, you got an interesting one, an interesting reading on your hands, because Chariot reversed here, High Priestess reversed. It's like you're getting this feeling that you need to quit or hold back or that you need to stop. You know, Chariot reverse is about not going forward. It's the energy of going backwards. It's almost like you're in a false perception this weekend. Things are going to change, though. But here's the thing for you, right? Something's going to happen this weekend, and it's going to give you a falsified perception. Okay? Let's say, for example, you're a Cancer right now waiting on a call back for a job interview. Maybe the person doesn't call you. And you get the impression that, oh shit, they're not going to hire me. So I'm upset. I'm in a bad mood. You know, I'm disappointed. And then suddenly what ends up happening? The person calls you, Ace of Cups, poof, you become fulfilled. So I feel like Cancer, my advice here for you is don't take anything this weekend for face value, and don't take everything in automatically. Don't try to look at something and be in a tunnel vision perspective this weekend. That would be my advice for Cancers. I feel like whatever you think at first is going to be completely different than what the situation actually is. It's like going to be expectation versus reality. Like you're going to see a perception this weekend and think that that's how things are going, but it's actually quite the opposite. So Cancers, for any of you that are watching, you know, maybe this weekend you get some news that you think is disappointing. It might be miscommunicated. It might be not actually the news you thought, and it turns out to be something completely different. So my advice for Cancers is don't take everything 100% as this is it this weekend. All right. Kind of have no expectations for what's happening here. I feel like at first you're going to see something one way and think that that's the only way it's happening, but there's going to be a completely different experience on your hands. So don't accept the falsified perception. Really trying to find a way to put words together, Cancer, right now, but I don't feel like I can. I'm trying to describe your situation, but I can't even grasp for an example. I'm trying to find one in my head, but regardless, don't accept the falsified perception is my best advice. If you get put into a perception where you think something's going wrong, chances are it's probably going fucking great. Okay, so that's what I want to say here for Cancers. So I think you're going to be fulfilled at the end of the weekend nonetheless. So if a bad situation looks like it's happening right now, it probably isn't the way you think it is. Okay, nothing is as it seems. All right, everything is not as it seems. There we go. That's what's showing up here. Wizards of Waverly Place. That's an old show I watched growing up. Okay, not an old show necessarily, but I mean in a way. I mean 15 years ago probably, right? I'm young. I'm about to be 24, so. Oldest show for me, right? Regardless, though, I definitely think that everything is not as it seems. So I wouldn't get too emotionally invested in a perspective just yet. I would wait and see how things play out, okay? All right, Cancer, of course, take that how it resonates. If it does resonate to you, if it's not your story, absolutely no worries. Thank you for coming on out nonetheless, okay? All right, Cancer, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did all the water, we did all the fire, we did all the air. We're going to move on into our earth signs now in just a sec. By the way, for the 205 concurrent viewers in the chat, if you could drop a like, I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for coming out here today. I hope you all have been having fun. Thank you very much. All right. Kumari said your readings are spot on, so I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. I appreciate you too, and I'm more than happy to resonate with you. Thank you very much. What's going on, Jimmy Jams? How are you, brother? What's going on, man? Hey, Michaela, what's poppin'? How are you? Hopefully all is well. 24, I was guessing 30 due to emotional maturity. Yeah, no, I'm going to be 24. I was born in 1999. Which my sister likes to rag on me a lot for, because I always tell people, I'm like, I'm the last of the 90s. And she's like, you're not even real 90s generation. Because my sister was born in 94. She's like, you don't know half the shows we used to watch growing up. You're not a 90s kid. You're a 2000s baby. I was like, hello, it says 99. I was the last of the 90s. Come for me. I dare you. I don't know. I don't know why I thought of my sister. She must be talking about me. Hope she's doing great. She always is. Shout out to my sister, Alexis. But anyways, that was funny. But she always used to rag on me for that. It was so funny. In a harmless way, though, right? You're good, Jimmy Jams. Glad to hear that for you. Glad to hear that, brother. 81 degrees in Buffalo, Amy? Oh, boy. What is it right now? I want to see, actually. I'm interested in looking at the weather, guys. I know my beautiful Taurians are waiting on me. Don't worry. I will get to you guys soon. It's 86 right now for me, too. 85, actually. It just went down, literally, as I looked at it. 85 degrees. Humidity is at 87. Huh. Jesus. Not a vibe. Not fun. I can't wait till it drops down. It's supposed to drop down tonight, right? Yeah, it's going to get into the 60s, but it's going to be like 68, which is not too crazy, but hopefully the heat goes down for sure. Michaela said, you're still a 90s baby, LOL, 93 here. Yeah, damn straight, right? Damn straight. Oh, man. But that's what it is. That's what it is. Julia said, do they have the channel? They stopped doing the channel together, my sister and her husband, but my brother-in-law has like how do I describe it? It's like a motivation channel. So they have that up right now at this time. I'm trying to think of the name. It's I'll put it, Julia, I can send you their DM if you want to go see his channel, because I have it under the subscribe right now. I'm blinking. I don't know why I'm blinking, but they do have a channel still, but it's not the same one like it used to be. 90 degrees in Albany. Fuck. It's hot as hell in Michigan. Shit. Yeah, it's getting hot on the fucking East Coast, guys. How is Michigan, by the way? I've always been intrigued to go over there. Michigan's always seemed pretty cool. Want to visit over there and see what's going on. You know? You got to work tomorrow, Jimmy? Sheesh. Yeah, I need me a day off. It's been a long week, guys. It's been a long week. I've had so many personal reads and other stuff to do this week, but it's been fun, though. But I can't wait tomorrow to kind of relax. I mean, it's not much of a day off. I'm doing laundry, but still, it's something. You graduated in 2000? That's what's up. That's what's up. 41, young as hell. Love that for you. It's in the 50s in Cali. See, look how fucking nice that is. Like California, you think, oh, they got like 70s, 80 degrees. It's always sunny in California. Okay. No, right now y'all got 50 degrees and I'm out here sweating. That sucks. I want California weather right now. California, another place I really need to go to. I want to go to Cali for sure. One of the crews didn't finish up the job and you got to go finish it up. Happens, man. Best of luck to you though. You know, bang it out as quick as you can and go relax. Yeah, but is it going to snow? Is it just like it's a freak thing? I don't know. We had a weird winter in New York, at least personally. Usually in New York, there was like a snowstorm a year growing up. It used to get bad out here, man. I know up in like Buffalo and upstate New York, it still will snow like a motherfucker, but you know, coming a little bit down near the city and things of that nature, it really wasn't that intense this winter. It wasn't nuts. It was just like super chill. And that really makes me feel sus. I don't like it. I was like, you know, we should have gotten a lot of snow, you know, way back in January, December, even in February. There really wasn't much, you know, there really wasn't much. But that's just what it is right now. By the way, Shelro, you said, I nailed the Libra reading, Aunt. My mom and I are close as ever, but I've been butting heads lately, different views more than anything, but wow, nail on the head. Well, happy to resonate with you. You know, different views are okay too, right? It's like, you know, I think that we got to get to a point with people where it's like, let's agree to disagree, you know? For sure, for sure. You're at the Crystal Caves in Arizona? That's what's up, man. I need to go to Arizona too. Well, specifically Sedona, because I need to go. For one, I want to go to the crystal shows because, as you guys can see, I mean, you don't see that many crystals, but I have plenty more. I love crystals, so I would love to go to the crystal show. And my girlfriend's like huge with crystals. She would love to go too, but I also want to go just hike and see the area. It's so beautiful over there. So beautiful. Come to Sweden. It's cold here. I would like to go to Sweden too. Sweden's cool. Very, very nice place. Cold in Northern California in the 50s. Like, that's so nice, man. I wish. Amanda said, my youngest daughter, who's a Leo, was born in the same year as you. So to me, you're still just a baby, LOL. But with that hashtag cancer baby reading you just did, all that I got to do is say now is I'm really curious. Gotcha. Well, either way, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm happy to resonate with you. And yeah, you know, you're going to, you know, your child and I are the same age. So, you know, definitely going to be a baby to you. My mom, at the end of the day, man, I feel like moms in general are never going to see their kids ever as old enough. Like, I could be 45 and like my mom's like, no, you're still my baby, you know? I think that it never goes away. Never goes away. Sedona is awesome. I really want to freaking go. I do. I need to make time for trips in my life, guys. It's just finances, A, because like I have a bunch of other shit to pay for, and B, it's time, you know? It's just time. I need to learn to manage time better. But that's what it is, for sure, for sure. 80s in Illinois and snow coming in Monday. Yeah, Chicago gets a lot, guys. You guys get a lot of snow over there. You guys get some pretty tough snowstorms too. I have a buddy, one of my best buddies who lives in Chicago. He lives in Illinois. A lot of snow, yeah. Hasn't been that bad this year though, right? In regards to Illinois, I don't think it has been that bad, to be honest. As far as what I saw, it hasn't been too crazy. But all right, though, guys, let's hop on into it. Taurus, I know you've been patiently waiting. Thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate it. And let's see what we got going on here for you. All right, so what do we got going on here for the zodiac sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next in the next 72 hours? What do we got going on here for the zodiac sign of Taurus? Messages here for Team Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, my bull gang, let's see what we got going on for you. Hopefully, we're going to be looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Taurus, overall energy for you is going to be the 6 of Pentacles. So you could be connecting here possibly with an earth sign, a fellow Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Having a look at your current energy, we got the Page of Wands in reverse. Taking a look here at what it is you're dealing with, we got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And then looking at the outcome here for you is going to be the 6 of Wands. Cool. I like the Six of Wands coming out for you, actually. Really positive vibe showing up here for Taurus. So I feel like for many of you, just so, I don't know if this is the full message, but so far with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like you're reaching a place in yourself where you feel very comfortable. Energetically, you feel very balanced, you feel very comfortable. I think you're very comfortable in yourself. Like you've gotten to that point where it's like, I'm happy with who I am, you know? And to be able to say that, it's a big thing. You know, you might not think it's a big thing, but it's a big thing. I think a lot of people in our society, unfortunately, suffer and struggle with being able to maintain being happy with themselves. And for a person to say, hey, I'm actually really fucking happy with myself. Like to me, that's a big thing. And I love that for you, Taurus. Six of Pentacles here, Page of Wands in reverse showing up as the current energy. I think at this time right now, you know, you haven't really been too interested in making too much of an investment in other people. I really feel like for many Taurians watching, you've been making a massive investment in yourself. And considering you've been making a massive investment in yourself, it's turned out to be quite successful here with the Six of Pentacles. You know, I think that maybe what happened here, Taurus, is you recognized in the past, maybe you were a person who possibly was looking for happiness through other people instead of through yourself. You know, you might have been a person that was like looking for love, but instead of finding that love within yourself. And I think a lot of us go through that. I mean, my entire life, I wanted validation. I wanted love. I wanted to be cared for. And I never could find that within me, right? I wanted other people to give me confidence. I couldn't give myself confidence because I had a very hard time connecting with myself when I was a lot younger. And until I figured out like how to work on myself properly, how to heal, how to really like be comfortable in the person that I am and be happy with myself. And most importantly, a big one, until I learned how to actually be happy for myself, right? Because a lot of people even have trouble being happy for themselves. Until I learned that, you know, it was hard, it was difficult. But once I did, it was a massive game changer. And I feel like for Taurians moving into the next 72 hours this weekend, it's like you're really starting to see the success you guys are having after putting in all the work you needed to put in to be able to be comfortable and content in who you are. So I feel like you've stopped chasing for what you already know lives within you. If you've wanted to be more confident, you weren't looking for people to give you confidence anymore. You found that confidence within yourself. If you weren't feeling loved, or if you wanted love, you weren't chasing that from other people. You were finding how to love yourself from the inside out, right? Everything that you ever want to chase externally already lives within you, right? So always remember that too. So Taurian, I'm happy for you. I think that this weekend, you're just going to kind of hit that high point where it's like, I'm genuinely happy with my life. I'm genuinely happy with who I am. I'm proud to be able to say that. And I'm actually happy for me. And I love that, guys. Congratulations. I think it's really beautiful to the Taurians here that this message resonates to, and I'm proud of you, and keep on going. And if there's a person watching right now, I hope this reading can inspire you. I really do. If there's a person watching right now who's like, I just want to be loved in life, remember that what you want, chasing it externally, isn't going to heal the lack of it that you already have for yourself. If you can start to find what you're searching for from within, your whole life changes. When a person can love themselves and then accept love from other people, it's like the love for yourself is more than enough, and then the love coming in from everybody else is just a bonus, right? So if we can do what we need to within ourselves first, everything else will become a bonus in our life. And I hope that that can inspire people to start finding what they're seeking and what they're searching for from within. You know, beautiful message, guys. Really, really awesome. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. If it's not your story, absolutely no worries, okay? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead now and keep it popping, pushing, and moving motherfucking forward. Guys, thank you all so much for coming out here to the weekend reading. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had yourselves a fun, awesome, and fantastic time. Thank you for coming out here today with me. Really means a lot, man. As I did mention in the beginning of today's video, I mentioned earlier that I'm a little bit drained, so I had to kind of be a little more chill today and go with the flow and not, you know, push myself too hard. So thank you guys for your patience today. I've been very tired, so thank you all so much for just being kind and having a good time with me nonetheless. I really appreciate it, okay? For everybody that's in here, excuse me, if you guys want to drop a like, I'd appreciate that too. And for everybody who sent in donations, thank you guys so much for that. It really helps out a lot more than you know, so thank you for your generosity, okay? All right, everybody. Real quick, I uploaded Aries today for mid-April, so if you're an Aries, feel free to check out your monthly. I also uploaded Moon Talk episode 2, so if you guys want to see the second episode of my newest series called Moon Talk, check it out. It was uploaded on my channel today, and of course, next week we'll get the third episode rolling as well. If you want to have your topic featured on the next episode of Moon Talk, go to the newest episode. Definitely comment what you'd like to hear me talk about in the comment section below, and who knows, I might pick your comment and expand on that a bit. it, okay? All right, though, guys, happy Friday to you all. I love every single one of you. Of course, if any of you are new here and you're interested in subscribing to the channel, I'd be more than happy to welcome you here into the Soul family. So if you're new, consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot. But yeah, happy Friday, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Have a safe, fun, and awesome weekend. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Much love, everybody. And guys, take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace. Later, y'all.